All right, guys. Hello. Welcome to my new setup. I know it's goofy looking, but it's what I got for now. I can't really make it good to cut out because of my lack of skills. But I tried my best with the editing software I have that. But enough with the wacky setup. Today we're gonna go over From Software trying to get bought out by Kadokawa, which is From Software's parent company, try to buy Sony, getting bought out by Sony, or Sony trying to buy them out. And the alleged rumors of Dark Souls 3 remastered. So starting with the elephant in the room, Kadokawa. I can't. I'm bad with Japanese words. I haven't studied Japanese in like forever. But Kadokawa, please don't accept this. You got a buyout offer. Do not accept it. Do not accept anything from Sony. Sony is a backstabbing, shitty company. Like, holy crap, man. Concord, that failed. They spent millions of dollars on it, hundreds of millions, I believe, if I remember correctly, on that game, and it did not even do it. I'm reading some information here saying that Sony was in talks to buy Kadokawa, which it's behind, Elden Ring. From Software is behind Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Armored Core games, and Bloodborne. And these are all really good games that most of the time either win Game of the Year or something in the Game of the Year category. As you know, 2022, I think that's when Elden Ring came out. Elden Ring won Game of the Year that year because it was a fantastic game and there wasn't really not much going on that way. But Sony is trying to buy that, and I see memes going around saying like, "Oh, Dark Souls 4 Battle Pass, here it comes." And if we get to that, it's gonna be GG, man. One of my favorite companies is getting bought out by a bitch company, which sucks. Which Sony recently closed the Concord development team, that Firewalk, and they closed it. And after that game flopped, and it led to a bunch of people being, sold out or fired without a job or anything like that. Now, if Sony if Sony buys out From Software or Kadokawa, which I'm going to just say From Software because it's easy to get, From Software, it's going to be a disastrous build. We do not want Sony in charge of any Souls-like games. Souls-like games are the peak gaming. They're one of the gaming archetypes that still stands around and is actually, every time they come out, is pretty damn good to amazing, even excellent most of the time. And Sony trying to buy this company is a red flag because they're getting desperate. But at the same time, Sony, you would not give us the Bloodborne IP. You literally have a gold mine you're sitting on with the Bloodborne remaster. You can make a Bloodborne remaster, which is everyone wants. But, it's GG already because we already got one. Shad PS4. You should check that out and go do a Bloodborne remastered on the PC emulator of the PS4, which is Shad PS4. But if, you want to actually make some money and actually give people something to look at, how about you do that? Because y'all are just cuckling us with this, holding the IP back, and it makes no sense why you're holding this IP back. It makes literally no sense why you're doing this to us. Just make the damn game, dude. You'll make a lot of money. You could probably recover what you made on Concord because Concord flopped because y'all suck. It was nothing new, nothing good, nothing worth even making. Had nothing going for it, man. It literally had nothing going for it. Next Sony game, we're gonna see transgender as a gender in the fucking Dark Souls game if they buy the company. Nothing against trans people. I have a bunch of trans friends, so it's just a joke. Calm down. But yeah, that sucks, and I don't understand why Sony's like this as a company. They've been going through some stuff right now. They have their highs, their lows, but now they're in their lows. They're not Ubisoft low. Ubisoft low is low. Like, that shit's like in the fucking gutter. Like, I can go like 12,000 feet into the earth and I will still not be able to find where Ubisoft is buried as a company in their fucking stocks and shit. But with that being said, apparently there is rumors of a Dark Souls 3 remaster, which is, in my opinion, confusing. One, because you're skipping Dark Souls 2. And for all you Dark Souls 2 haters out there, that game is goddamn better than Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is middle of the class, basic at best. It replayability value is meh. It's not very interesting combat wise. The PvP in Dark Souls 2 was great. The weapon variety and weapon moveset in that game was also cool. Which, I would rather have a Dark Souls 2 remastered than a Dark Souls 3. Second of all, Dark Souls 3 was made in 2016. That is recent as hell. That is not that far away from games like Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 was made in, let me do a quick check. Dark Souls 1 was made in 2011, which, we got a Dark Souls remastered in 2018, which, not that far, but Dark Souls 1 was a pretty buggy game, which I understand why you would do that. But at the same time, why would you make a prequel to a game that was made in 2016? It's not even that far apart. And honestly, I would wish they would make a Dark Souls 2 remastered. That would be so cool if they could do that. That game was absolutely phenomenal. There are so many bosses, so much stuff, so many weapon choices in that game. It was amazing. And I would love for them to do something with Dark Souls 2 remastered. But not that if we're going to get a Dark Souls 3 remaster, which is kind of, dude, I don't want that, honestly, dude. I'll still probably play it for the, I'm a Souls nerd, so I'll probably play that game. But at the same time, it's not something on my, ooh, I want list. It's kind of on my, ugh. Are we really getting this, or can we get something else, please? An actual new game, or Dark Souls 2 remastered, or something like that. We got the Demon Souls remake, which the Demon Souls remake was phenomenal by From Software. That game was amazing. It was fantastically graphical-wise and playing-wise. I never played it, but I've seen clips of it. I still want to play it. Sony, how about you put that on PC also? Since we're talking about Sony and From Software. Sony, how about you put the Demon Souls remake on PC, to get some money, dude? I know you're suffering from Concord's, ultimate failure. How about you put some easy bucks in your pocket by putting that shit on Steam? Put this shit on Steam for us PC gamers who would actually give that some love. Because, all you Sony players are probably playing Call of Duty or something like that. PS players are playing Call of Duty, all that stuff. That's where most of their players are, FIFA, 2K, all that stuff. You don't see them bad boys on, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all those games. As a call out and, being funny at the same time. But, yeah, I would rather see that in, on Steam. Sony, not buy From Software, and actually get the IP to Bloodborne back so we can get that Bloodborne remake, remastered, or whatever they're going to make with Bloodborne, because I hope to God they do that, man. I'm smoking that sweet copium that they do that something with Bloodborne. Officially, not the fan-made thing where you actually have to have a copy of the game to get it, which I'm still trying to figure out that Bloodborne emulator thing. It is very hard, but I'd rather have that than, deal with all this bullcrap that we're copium that we're smoking, like sweet copium we're smoking. But anyways, that's all I have on my mind. I will see y'all later.